Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Blooming Stitches Homestead. I have been so busy. I have recorded lots of footage, but I've had no time to edit it and post it. So, yeah, it's a good busy, and it's the busy before the calm. So I'm trying to get a lot of things out of the way so that I can take some time to kind of chill. So today is the last busy day for a few days, and then after tonight, I do work tonight. After tonight, then I get to kind of slow down for about 4 days, and then my schedule changes again next week, and I'll get to work from home some days and then go into the office some days. So I'm trying to get everything out of the way now at work so that even when I go back to work and I'm in the office, my days are a little slower there as well. So excuse the tardiness of my videos and also of the out of order, because on this one, now when you see the other videos, I am just now glue basting and I'm about to stitch one of the borders on. So I think that's the only one. Yeah, I've only got one border ready to go on this quilt top, and this is the potato chip block. I saw a video, well, I haven't seen the video, it's saved to my watch later playlist. There is another video about a potato chip block that I plan to watch, and from what I saw, I think I like it, and I think I'm gonna do it in the next one. But then there's another potato chip block that I'm gonna do, and it's got a solid 5-inch square in the center. I think it's 5 inches. Might be less, but I'm gonna do that one. Oh, I keep forgetting. Got my shoes on, gotta take it off. Whatever size the solid square in the center is, instead of in my centers, it's 2 blocks. This will be a solid block. And so I'm kind of thinking, what fabric do I have? I'm gonna go through my stash here of scraps that I can find for a solid center with a focal point, a nice focal point. Preferably floral, but we'll see. You'll see in the other videos when I do get them posted, I started taking swim lessons. I'm super excited about that. And the first session was amazing. It's a weekly session for 5 weeks. So since that session, I have been in the water like a fish and just practicing what we worked on Monday, since we only meet once a week. And so every opportunity that I get, I am at the pool. And I've always loved the water. I've just been afraid of the water and didn't know how to swim. But again, you'll see all that stuff in the other videos, so I don't want to give away too much about that part. So I've been diligently practicing the skills that they taught in the first session, and it's so worth it. My confidence level, just wow. And the fear that I still have some fear, and I'm still trying to get over that fear. But it's a fear that I have when I feel like I've lost control. So I'm trying to stay in the water as much as possible so that I can overcome that fear. So, what have you been working on? I've missed you guys. I I have missed you. There was someone that left a comment, forgive me because I can't remember exactly who it was, but when you see the video, you'll know who you are, that said that they keep 3 projects going at all times, and that way they can rotate throughout the projects and get them to the next step. And I am, and then they said something, and I was like, oh, I'm that way too. They said when they get one project to a point where it's almost finished, it's like they can't wait to get that one finished. And so that's where I'm at now with this potato chip block. Like, I've worked on this. I did a few crazy quilt blocks. I've worked on getting some hexies together. But when I saw that I was getting to a point on this one that I could get it done, I'm so close to having it done. It's like all my focus has gone on this one. Then I had someone comment, and who knows if it was a person or if it was AI, because we don't even know anymore if it's a person or a bot or whatever. Leave a comment. And so I just want to address that comment. I never ever said that my channel was going to be about patterns, tutorials, teaching, any of that. If that's the way the Lord leads me at some point, then great. And if it's not, I'm fine with that. The sole purpose of my videos is to share with others, but number one, to document, so that whenever the Lord decides to take me home, my children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren in the future, whatever, can look back on these videos, hear my voice, see my face, and remember when, kind of thing. So it's to document what I'm doing for myself so that I have it. I can go back and look and see, oh, wow, I did accomplish that. And I remember when I accomplished that, etc., etc. Then it's for my children. And then it's to share with you all and hopefully get feedback from you guys on things that you are doing, just to share and have a community. Sometimes, you know, there are people who have lots of friends, and then there are people that really don't have a lot of friends. I'm here in Northern Virginia. I have friends in Texas. And so my quilting buddy is in Texas. My other best friends, they're all in Texas. I don't have any best friends here in Northern Virginia. I have a best friend in Pennsylvania. So for me, this is community, this is friendship, this is gathering. And I feel like you guys are right here with me, and we are on a retreat, and we are quilting away or working on whatever project our hearts so desire. So if you came to this channel looking for tutorials, patterns, instructions, anything like that, you've got the wrong channel. And if I gave you that impression, my apologies. But I don't think I did. And if you are looking for that, then I absolutely wholeheartedly suggest and recommend that you find someone else to watch that will do that for you and fill that void that you need filled. I'm not it. And I'm okay with that. Again, if the Lord cycles my channel to become that at some point, absolutely great. Whatever the Lord wants to do. But that's not what I intended. Not now anyway. I am just enjoying myself and having fun. So I only have time today to get this one border on. And I cut it at 3 1/4 inches because I wanted it to be a solid 3-inch border. And once I take up that 1/4 inch of sewing it onto the quilt top, that will give me my solid 3-inch border. Again, when I get the other videos posted, you will hear that again. Another thing that's kind of taking its place in my morning routine is spending some time with the Lord. And so this morning, I'm gonna do it when I get to work, because I'll get there before anybody else. So I'll have 30 minutes of quiet time to myself. But I want to get back in the habit of putting the Lord first in my day. And I would usually do that before I walk my dogs. I would get up, brush my teeth, get myself dressed, and then come sit and have time with the Lord. Then walk my dogs and get myself, the rest of myself or things ready, for the day. I want to get back into that routine, which would mean I would need to get up about 45 minutes earlier in order to do that and have time at the sewing machine. I'm debating if I want to do that, since these are summer hours and I get to sleep in a little bit, or if I just want to squeeze in my 30 minutes of sewing towards the end of my day. I'm debating about that, because at the end of my day, I just kind of relax. And now that I'm in the water, when I come back and take my shower, I am so mellowed out that I just want to read and go to bed. So I'm trying to rework my entire schedule and routine. Please bear with me. Oh, that same subscriber also said that she has pieces for her leaders and enders, and it's actually another quilt in the works, quilt top in the works. And I've seen a lot of people do that. I've just, cut a little piece and used it as leaders and enders, but I have a lot of 2.5 inch squares. Plus, in another video, you're gonna see this tote bag and all the things full of scrap fabrics that I need to cut down. And so I've been kind of thinking what measurements to cut them down into. Some of them will be, or all of them, I'll have 2.5 inch squares cut from them. And then I know I will have 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles. That's potato chip block sizes. And then I think the others I'm just gonna do in strips where I can. I don't know yet. And use those on, whatever I want these centers to be. Whatever that's gonna be. So that's what, I gotta figure it out. Anyway, I'll do that. And then, I did say 5.5 inch or 5-inch squares of fabric that I can get out of it. I'm gonna do 5-inch squares as well, because I think I'm going to do some scrappy 9 patches and then do disappearing 9 patches. I don't know, we'll see. And then once I do, I can use those 2.5-inch squares as leaders and enders and have another quilt top in the works as I'm working on one project. This weekend, which is 4th of July weekend, I am going to be working on my block of the month. The second one is already on the way for July. Yeah. So I need to get June's blocks done. They're not done. So we will be working on that over the weekend. We're not going anywhere. We were going to go to the beach, but it's going to be way too hot for that. I don't like the heat. What we have outside now is so muggy. Our highs for today is 101. Tomorrow it's 102. Yesterday was 100. And while not in the water, I was struggling. I'm just not a fan of the heat anymore. And I don't know how I survived in Texas as long as I did. But I don't plan to go back. So, all right, that border is on. I'll press it later. I will glue base the next border on. Okay, guys, we'll go from there. Have the absolute most amazing day. May God bless your hands, your home, and all that you create. Until next time, keep stitching, keep blooming, and keep creating. Take care, and God bless. Bye.